Sniffing everything like...
They sniff everything.
What's this?
Welcome back to the Rangeless Travel Podcast. We're your favorite adventure travel hosts. I'm Britt, and this is Ryan. Together, we travel the world by plane, train, and 89 Ford Sportsmobile. Currently, we're traveling the U.S. in an old van with our two dogs, Layla and Cedar. Every Tuesday, we share stories and tips to inspire you to book that next trip. So go ahead and don't be shy. Follow along with us at Rangeless_ on Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram.
This week's episode of the Rangeless Travel Podcast, we are taking you on your fourth day of driving through Baja Mexico. You cross the border and you've made a few stops along the way, and this is your fourth big driving day. You're driving from Guerrero Negro to San Ignacio. The road wasn't very bad.
No, the only thing was...
Is this when we had sandstorms?
We had sandstorms because the wind was so crazy that we were driving through the desert and the sand was just...
Like very low visibility sandstorms.
Yeah.
It was a little scary.
It was a little scary.
As the passenger seat princess in this vehicle, I say the sandstorms were fine.
But before you leave, just remember that the lay in...
Grocery store.
The lay in Guerrero Negro is much bigger than anything you're going to find in San Ignacio. Mm-hmm. Also, get fuel. Yeah. Obviously.
That's kind of how we start every episode of this series is don't forget to get fuel before you start driving because your options on fuel are going to be limited at best.
Yeah.
So, just like everything else, make sure you get it. And if you are following along and you're getting ready to drive through Baja or you're currently driving through Baja, we take you from every step of the way, from crossing the border at Mexicali all the way down to La Paz. So go ahead, like, subscribe, hit the notification button now so that we can help you plan your trip down to Baja while living the van life. Mm-hmm. Before you leave Guerrero Negro, just go grocery shopping and get gas.
Yeah.
Everything else you can do later.
If you stayed in the campground like we did, you can dump your tanks too.
If you don't stay at a campground, or if you don't have a black tank like we do,
then you don't even have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the drive is about 2 hours. It's 148 kilometers to San Ignacio. The road conditions are pretty good. There is a fuel stop. It's about halfway. It's at Molina. It's 74 kilometers from San Ignacio, so it's pretty much bang right in the halfway mark. Mm-hmm. And then there is one point of interest on this drive to San Ignacio.
There's some cave paintings.
They're 47 kilometers outside of San Ignacio.
Yeah, like an hour before you get into San Ignacio.
Yeah, about 45 minutes an hour outside of San Ignacio.
And it's a hike.
It's a hike in. If you're really into that, it might be worth doing.
It's pretty cool. We didn't go. I wanted to go, but I'm a big fan of petroglyphs, so I really like things like that.
Yes.
So I'm a little sad we didn't
go. And the reason we didn't go is because it was 45 minutes outside of town.
And we didn't realize.
And we didn't realize until we'd already got to town because that's when we got our internet, and then we found out where it was.
Because you're not going to have internet, you're not going to have phone service, so download all your maps.
Yes, and there's another reason why we didn't go, and that is because 7 kilometers outside of San Ignacio is a military checkpoint. Mm-hmm. And unlike the other military checkpoints, this one seems to have a bit of a bad reputation.
Yeah, Reddit says it's bad.
The forums on Facebook say it's bad.
Yeah, other van lifers who we pass on the road say, everyone is like, this is the one. This is going to be your most challenging and nerve-wracking checkpoint of your entire trip. But it's going to be okay.
Yes, because you're not going to have anything you're not supposed to have.
You're going to get rid of anything you're not supposed to have if you haven't already.
Yes.
That means if you have wacky tobacco, CBD, anything wacky tobacco related, anything...
A grinder, roaches, anything.
Anything.
Eye drops for your CBD, like glaucoma or whatever.
CBD treats for your dog. Get rid of it.
Yeah.
Get rid of it.
I read on Reddit yesterday. One lady, she pulled in to the checkpoint and they said, okay, we want to search the van. And they kept her there for an hour, going through every drawer, every bag, everything that she had, sniffing everything like...
They sniff everything.
What's this? Yeah, sniffing everything, going through everything, holding them up. There was a line of 20 vehicles behind them, and they still didn't let them go because just whatever. eventually they went through her purse at the end and found a lip balm, like in a little tube that was a brand called Hemp's. Which
Hemp's, they make like lotion.
So it's hemp based, but it's not, doesn't have any CBD, doesn't have any THC. It's not illegal in any way, but it does have a little hemp leaf logo on it.
Yeah, it does.
And that's all they needed to hold her up and ask for a fine to make it go away, which was really a bribe. But she had to pay a bribe, otherwise they were going to hold her there for ages and call the cops, which probably wouldn't have actually done anything, but it's easier just to get on your way.
Yeah, and she'd already been held up for an hour, so I'm sure she was like super like antsy at that time.
Yeah. They are really just looking for any excuse to shake you down for...
Our experience was fine with them.
Yeah.
So we pull up to, first of all, you come around a bend and like it's right there. So we didn't know that we were coming up to it. So we were like, oh no. No big deal though. We don't have a single thing that we're not supposed to have, okay?
No, but it's still like nerve-wracking.
It's still nerve-wracking, right? So we pull up, he immediately comes to my window. Doesn't even go to Ryan's window, immediately comes up to my window. No problem, I'm in the passenger seat. I roll that down. I'm like, hola, ¿cómo estás? He's like, hablo español. And I was like,
Poquito.
So I did my best, right? But I had to get the dogs. He's like, do your dogs bite? And I'm like, no, maybe I should have said yes. I'm starting to like question that, but they don't, and they don't even bark when someone comes up. So like, it's fine. So I get the dogs, I stand out of the vehicle. Ryan also gets out of the vehicle. I'm holding the dogs. I'm like staring at Ryan because I'm like, go watch him. I'm trying to telepathically tell him to go watch this guy because he's going through everything. Ryan gets my telepathy memo, starts watching the guy. The guy's sniffing everything. He's sniffing our coffee grinder, which smells like coffee.
He's pulling out our tea bags.
He's like, the tea.
What is this? What is this? And it's tea from Vietnam.
It's
tea.
It's from Japan. But it's tea, right? Like, it's tea. He's sniffing everything. He goes through my shower bag. All of a sudden, I hear Ryan go, it's a blow dryer, like, for your hair. And I'm like, yeah, it's a blow dryer. Like, I don't know what you confuse that for.
It folds, but it's a blow dryer.
Yeah, it's a blow dryer. And then he also went through my purse, which is like a little, like, as like a woman, I'm like, don't go through my purse like you're a man. I've girl things. Like, I don't want a man touching them. Gross. And then he was also asking, like, do you have beers? Do you have Tecate? Do you have Coca-Cola?
Yeah, he's like, do you smoke? I was like, no. Do you have Coca-Cola? I say, you like Coca-Cola? He says, you like Coca-Cola? I said, I do like Coca-Cola. Oh, you have? I said, no, I don't have, because we didn't have any Coca-Cola.
No, we don't have any.
He goes, why not? I goes, I don't have any. I like Coca-Cola, I just don't have. Oh, how about Tecate? I go, yeah, we got Tecate. They're in the fridge. And I don't know. He didn't open the fridge. I don't know if he could figure out how to open it because it's got like a little latch on it.
Yeah, it's a weird RV fridge because it's an older one, so it has like a little like a pin you have to like pull up. We have a screw in there because we broke the pin.
Yeah.
But like a little, you have to like pull it up to open it, so you might not have been able to get in there. Plus, we have the pop top, so like it's not comfy.
No.
Like if you're in here with the top down, because we pull in with the top down, so like you're like hunched over, like you can't stand up.
And he asked me in Spanish if the roof pops up, and I goes, yeah, but I didn't like offer to do it for him because like that was just, if they're comfy, they're gonna take longer. Like I didn't want to be there all day.
Like another put on the pros for having a pop top. This is another reason that the pop top is good. That inspections are faster because it's not comfy to inspect a pop top. So, yeah, I mean, then it was fine. He jumps out of the vehicle. He's like, okay, like, you guys are good. So we're like, all right, cool. I bring the dogs back in the van. I get back in the van and my window's still rolled down because, like, we have a crank window. So, like, once it's down, like, it's going to be down for a while until I crank it back up. And he's like, oh, are you guys a family? And I was like, yes. He goes, you're married? So now at this point, like, the inspection's over. I'm like, I'm just going to, like, joke around with him, right? And I was like, no, not married. And then I made like a funny face, and he was like, "Oh, he's like, my friend not married."
Trying to get a green card.
Yeah, he's like, "You could stay here," and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
So yeah, I was just like joking with them. They're fine, but we've heard that they also have some sticky fingers.
Yes.
So you're gonna want to keep a little bit of an eye on them, or just
don't leave any cash out. Don't leave any valuables out.
Yeah.
Especially keep an eye on your Bluetooth speakers because I've heard that those disappear very quickly.
JBLs, like specifically, I've heard are a favorite at that
at that spot.
at that spot.
They like their tunes.
But there was a van in front of us, like literally right in front of us, that just
Drove right through.
So I don't know if they've been there before, or if they have really good Spanish skills, or maybe they know and they just like immediately gave them some Coca-Cola and some cigarettes. Or
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
don't
it's
know.
a hot day. Like, maybe they just want a Coca-Cola, and if you had a cold one ready for them, like it might make your day easier. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't really have the answer, but it wasn't really that big of a deal. But get rid of any CBD, THC, tobacco. You're not allowed to have it anyway.
You're not even allowed to have a vape, like a nicotine vape.
Yeah.
You're not allowed it. They're illegal down here. If you get caught with it, they're going to hold you up too.
Mm-hmm. So don't have, like, double check everything you're allowed to have and not allowed to have, and don't bring illegal things into countries. Like, that's it. Don't bring it.
Don't even give them any excuse, because at this particular checkpoint, they are just looking for any excuse to shake you down for a bribe.
Yeah, but now you are so ready to go through this checkpoint. It's gonna be fine. They're not mean.
They're not mean. They're not like intimidating either. They're very friendly the entire time.
Honestly, they're just doing their job.
Yeah.
They're doing their job, and to be quite honest, I don't fault them for some sticky fingers. You see these people all day long drive through in these $1 million rigs, $100,000 rigs, $500,000 rigs, and you're like,
yeah,
I'm going to take their speaker that was $50. Like, they're fine. You know, I don't fault them for it. They're doing their job, you know. So do yours and don't have illegal things.
Yeah. It's
That'd
pretty
be
easy.
nice.
Don't bring illegal things to other countries or.
But congratulations, you've gotten through the checkpoint. You made it through A-OK, and now you're basically in San Ignacio. Like, as soon as you go through the checkpoint, it's almost like
within a couple of minutes, it's
you're there.
You're like looking out. You're like desert. And
then you're like,
there's
date
nothing
palms,
here, and
date
then out of
palms,
nowhere, like
date
date palms
palms
just show up on your right hand side. You're like, oh.
You're like, this is beautiful.
Wow.
And then all of a sudden you see like the reservoir, you like cross over it in a little bridge, and then before, like 1 second later, you're driving through like a little town square with like a beautiful mission, and it's a really cute little like
it is
relaxed town. Like, it's very laid back.
Yeah, we'd recommend staying 2 nights there to get the full
Minimum
experience.
2 nights.
Yeah, a lot of people just use it as a staying over spot.
But I feel like it's a real hidden gem. Like, I feel
really
like San
is.
Ignacio is such a hidden gem because the things to do there are not super well advertised.
Yeah.
And it is like super relaxed. It's even like a little sleepy. So there's not, like, it's not in your face. Like, it's not like, oh, do this, and adventure this and adventure here. But it's beautiful. It's laid back. It's relaxed. It has all of the things that you need. Like, it has a mercado, it has a little town square, it has a little museum, it has laundry, it has
some cafes,
like
it's got
multiple,
restaurants,
a little cafe that was really nice to work from with really good Wi-Fi. They got multiple really nice campgrounds.
Yeah, there's the reservoir where you can go out on a paddleboard or on a kayak even.
And they have rentals, like you can rent one.
There's actually a lot that you could do.
There's so much to do.
And we could probably do an episode.
Should we do a whole episode of San Ignacio, just like a whole podcast episode?
Yeah, I think so.
All
like
right.
just a deep dive.
I'm done. Like, we'll deep dive in it. But like overall, at least stay 2 days. You're gonna, anything that you need to get done, you can do there. They have a water fill. They have a little supermarket. They have a hardware store. They have a tire place. They have, there's mechanics right in the area.
There is mechanics in the area too. Yeah, there's an auto parts store.
There's multiple restaurants. You can get pizza. You can get local food. You can get ice cream.
Date cake.
Date cake. Dates are like the thing. So like a proper oasis, they have date palms like all
everywhere.
Over. Yeah, because there's like multiple natural springs that like keep the whole area well watered. So there's dates everywhere, and they make date cake, and they make different
things with the dates.
And they also have dates.
You could just buy dates and eat the dates.
Yeah,
They're
and you
delicious.
can also get date sugar there, which is like a nice like sugar alternative. Like, it's still sugar, like it looks like sugar.
Right.
And you use it just like sugar, but it's supposed to have like a lower glycemic index or something. I don't know, but it's delicious. It's like a caramely brown sugar.
Yes. Now, where to stay? There's, like you said, there's several campgrounds.
There's also a couple hotels.
There's also a couple hotels. I think this town is actually on the Baja Rally circuit.
Yeah,
trail,
I think it is.
because I saw signs out like saying "Welcome Racers" and
Yeah,
things like
I
that.
think
So
it's.
like I think
I
it
mean,
might be.
there's only
full
one
of that.
road really, so like I
Yeah.
think that's the road.
But we stayed at Paraíso Misional,
Yeah.
which was like a 2-minute walk to the main square of town.
Which
It
is
was,
one of the reasons why we liked it.
Yeah, it was 300 pesos a night, and we stayed for a full week. So we
Yeah,
stayed for 7 nights.
Because they had a deal. It was stay 6 nights, get the 7th night free. So we
Yeah.
were like,
So we
let's
got
do it.
Yeah, we got a week stay for 1,800
Mm-hmm.
pesos, which honestly we loved it.
I loved it. It was like the perfect spot to relax.
Crank out a bunch of work.
Yeah, do some work, like hang out.
Mm-hmm.
There was enough to keep us occupied, but not so much that
That
we
it was too
felt.
distracting.
Yeah, so it was like that good balance.
Yeah, I didn't feel like I was
missing
missing
out,
out
yeah.
by doing some work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But also, I'm like, oh, I want to go and explore a little bit, and it had a ton of stuff to go and explore. So
But we'll go into some more of that next episode.
yeah.
And until then, you can get more from us from TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. And don't forget to follow along, because we're going to bring you all the way through Baja and have a complete guide on step by step by step exactly what you need to know before you go. And until next week, bye.
Bye.